What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, yo, guys, it is time for us to talk about The Mandalorian. I do apologize because I was not able to talk to you guys about the last episode. So what was that? Episode 3. So we are actually going to talk about episode 3 and 4 today. And we're all going to react to what we saw. Let me get those set up for you guys first and foremost. So I am very, very happy to have you guys here. I really appreciate y'all taking the time. By the way, shout out to the replay gang for all of y'all that are watching a little bit later. Let me tell you something. Well, okay, I can't jump into it. I was about to jump into how I felt about episode 4, but first we got to talk about episode 3 just so we can catch up a little bit. And then because I'd love to hear what you guys thought about episode 3, because I heard there was some mixed reactions. Okay, there was some mixed reactions. Everybody wasn't really feeling episode 3, and some people loved it, right? So I have some thoughts. But first, let's see who's here first. Let's say what's up, and then we're gonna jump into the episode and talk about it. I know a lot of people are watching a little bit later. That's all good. It's all good. Simba, what is going on, man? Thank you so much. What did you say here? The season is clearly about Boca Time, uniting Mandalore. Djarin has no more character arc. This show has some real great flashy action scenes with no consequence, but it has no more substance. So here's my thing. And I'll get on with the shout outs in just a bit. Since it ain't too many people here, we actually have a little more time to like go through and actually talk and chat. So I do think that Bo Katan is at least in this episode specifically, she's the focal point, right? And you're right. It could very well be the fact that they are setting it up to at least this season of being her story, right? And it's something that I've kind of thought about. Like, I don't know if the entire show is supposed to be about Din. I don't know that yet, right? Like now, and here's the thing. I kind of have to wait until the end of the entire series to see where they're going, and then I can go back and judge, okay, did y'all go about it the right way? Because right now, I think we're only assuming that it's supposed to be about Jin or Din because that's just the way we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned like, oh, that's the top actor. This is the guy with the most lines. It's got to be about you, right? Well, I remember a little show. Y'all might remember it as well. It was called Game of Thrones. And for a long time, I thought Ned Stark was the main character. I thought Ned Stark was the main character of Game of Thrones. And guess what? That wasn't the case for 7 more seasons. It was never the case, right? So at the end of the day, I don't believe that this whole series is about just him. It's called The Mandalorian. Who? They ain't got no names. Which one? I've already told y'all, I think it's really about Grogu. Because if you really look at it, the first episode was a straight up origin story of or an introduction of, yo, here goes this dude that we didn't even know existed. Wow. And then the second one, it was all about like his relationship with Mando, right? And keep in mind, look at the end of season 2. He had to make a big choice. It wasn't Din, it was Grogu that had to make a big major choice. He had to sit here and be like, yo, am I going to be here with my daddy, the Mandalorian, or am I going to be a whole Jedi? I'm sorry. That was in Boba Fett. No, that was Mandalorian 2.5 with Boba Fett. I forget. They all blend together. But, and I've also told y'all, I really believe Din ain't going to make it. I don't believe Din gonna make it. I think this whole thing is showing us how Grogu is going to become a Mandalorian. Every time Star Wars starts training people up, the mentors go goodbye. and it's going to set up a great emotional run and everything. And if you think about it, look at Pedro Pascal's past work. I don't want to spoil certain things, but I'm just saying, Pedro Pascal, I think he has a knack for picking certain characters that are really complex, but at the same time, they might die. They might die. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. But I don't think that this show is really about just one Mandalorian. I think it's about a bunch of Mandalorians. So, but we'll see. We'll see. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the question is, like, where's it gonna go? I don't know, but I think we're gonna get every Mandalorian developed in some way, shape, or form, whether that's Din, whether that's Grogu, whether that's Boca Time. I think the very, very last episode is going to tell us who this show was really about. But anyway, thank you so much for that. Rim17 coming through. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Mod Squad and the vets in the building. I really appreciate y'all for being here and for making sure everything is tidy. Thank you so much. Joy is here. Hello, hello. You catching on the replay? That's all good. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you either way. Let's see. Talented one. My man came through and was like, look, we got to talk about this episode right here. I didn't even watch it yet. Like, I was like, I need to watch this thing but I got you. We're here. We're going to talk about episode 4. We're going to talk about 3 first, but we're here. I got you. Thank you for being here. Leandra, what's up? This is The Way. Thank you so much for being here. My man Dex is here. What is going on? Damn. Not the waterfront property. Listen, we're going to talk about that because I got some questions. I have a lot of questions about these Mandalorians and their decision making. Oh my goodness. Corey, what is going on? Thank you so much. Yeah, this was a pretty short episode. It really was short. I was like, man, y'all gave us a whole long episode on 3, but not with 4. We'll get to that. Tasha, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Shauna, hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Another Mod Squad in the building. Thank you so much. Super Mario Beau, what's going on? Hey, fam, seen Dungeons and Dragons, and it's really fun movie. Lots of action and humor. On the negative things is some off CGI with a Hobbit, but the scene is still funny. 8 out of 10. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I was going to watch it like last week, but it was like, they had like a double screening or something. It was that or John Wick, and I was gonna watch John Wick. Which, by the way, I gotta record my review for you guys. But I decided to watch Dungeons and Dragons later because I could take my daughter and we'll go watch it together. So I'll be screening it a little bit later, and then I'll do a review and all that. But I'm glad you had a good time with it. Thank you so much. Another top supporter, my man Derek Gaines, is in the building. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. Tanya, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much. Ms. Harper, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much. Let's see. I just got in from work and haven't watched the episode yet. I may stick around and endure the spoilers. You sure? You sure you want to do that? Listen, just heads up for everybody. We breaking the whole episodes down. So we're doing 3, and then we're going to do 4. We're going to spoil everything. So watch at your own risk. But thank you so much. I appreciate you anyway for being here. Treese, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. Screaming Monkey, hello. Now we know how Boba survived. Well, Boba, we saw that it was because of his armor last time, but we'll see. Zia Latrice, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Oh, so me. What is going on? Well, we about to have this whole video talk about this whole episode and the one before that. So stick around. We finna get all up in this. Who else we got? Let's see. My man, Mr. Bobby Wright. What's going on? Thank you so much, man, for being here. Just My Opinion Reviews is here as well. Y'all know the drill. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe if you haven't been already, and go check out my man's work as well. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me close out some things because I don't want to mess up. Okay, cool. I want to make sure that was all good. Oh, snaps. Hold on. We got the homie. My little homie Aubrey is here. Hello. Good to see you, ma'am. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Then we got my man Didier's here. What is up? How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Wow, my man Brent. Brent, what is up? Thank you so much, Brent, for being here. I didn't know you was a Star Wars nerd. Get out of here, Brent. You mean that? That is awesome. That is awesome. That is my man right there, Brent Roski. Hello, hello. Thank you, man, for being here. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Theo, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. Junk Dog, what's up? What's up? How are you? My man Sean is here as well. Good to see you. Let's see. Lawrence, what's up? You doing the replay, gang? All good, all good. I appreciate that quick like. That's all good. Let's see who else. I think I saw somebody else join. No, we got that. We got that. There we go. 60 plus. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We got another contribution here. Didier, what's up? So we have Pre Vizsla, Paz Vizsla. So his son must be named Prez Vizsla. I think that's close. I think that actually could be the case. For sure, but we'll I don't know if the name was ever released. Did you know, by the way, that the little kid, hold on, do I have his picture? Because he looked so bad. I'm sorry. He just looked like he was a bad kid. This one right here, the one that got snatched up. Did y'all know that was Jimmy Kimmel's nephew? I had no idea. Okay, I mean, well, I guess it is Disney, and I guess it all kind of runs through the family. So hey, shout out to the hookups, I guess. Let's see. Oh man, there we go. My man Bobby Wright. Thanks for the consistency and shout out to the chat. Thank you so much for your contribution, man. I really appreciate you and for that support. All right, so let's jump into the third episode. Wait, there we go. Third episode. And let's kind of go through it. And because I'm pretty sure you guys saw that already. Like I said, I was a little busy. I was literally watching like 2 movies at the same time, back to back. So I didn't have time to actually go and do a live chat right after. But let's see, where do we kick off? Oh, okay. So we pick up a little bit after where we left off on episode 2, where Boca Time had already seen the mythosaur, and she couldn't really believe her eyes. She's asking Din, yo, did you see something down there? He was like, man, I don't know what you talking about. But then again, I mean, Din was kind of unconscious. My man fell like just straight to the bottom. He probably didn't see anything. But at the same time, Beau is kind of like in disbelief. She don't really know what's going on. But either way, as they're getting ready to go, we see Grogu and his force power spidey senses start to go off. And why is that? Because they got the TIE fighters coming at them, and they are attacking as they're trying to leave the planet. Once they get back to to Bo-Katan's home planet, Mando, he goes ahead and jumps out. I love the cinematography during this whole scene, by the way. Like, a lot of this kind of looked like Iron Man, if you recall. Mando dropping into his ship and making it and going up all the way to the top just to come back and explode. Oh my God. This right here, I thought was fantastic. This is part of what makes me love Star Wars. It's like these spaceship battles, right? Like these TIE fighters and ships and all that stuff. This was so beautifully done, and I was really, really here for this. Unfortunately, Bo-Katan's castle, her home, got destroyed in the mix of things. So now she's homeless. She ain't got nowhere to go. Her castle's ruined, and she's pissed. She is definitely mad, and she wants revenge. However, the reinforcements came through, so there's not really much that she can do to like get anything, to get any payback. So now this is the point where we get the title scene and the show pulls a complete 180. Now, before we get into this 180, I'm gonna just say this. This was not what I came for, right? I have, and I'll for the record, just as a disclaimer, I have not finished Andor. I have only gotten halfway through Andor, and I will be very honest. I have not been enticed to finish Andor, mainly because Andor so far for me has been pretty boring so far. I'm not saying the whole series is boring. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying right now there's not a lot of juice to get me going to keep watching Andor. That does not mean I don't like a slow burn. I do like slow burns. I've watched Breaking Bad. I've watched Midnight Mass. There's nothing wrong with a slow burn, but I'm sorry. We about what, 40 years in the Star Wars? What do we need to burn slowly with at this point? What are we taking our time with in Star Wars? Listen, I came here for the Force. I came here for some spaceships. I came here for a little politics. I came here for some lightsabers. I came here for the dark side. This is what you've conditioned me to expect for 30, 40 years. So now you throw this 180 on me with the interpolitics and blah, blah. Yo, say that for the comics. Save that for the diehards. That's not why I tuned in to this show. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I didn't come to this show for that. Now that I got that out there, okay, I still understand how some people will really like the rest of this episode because we're going to follow the doctor and all of that stuff. I get it. I also don't believe it's any coincidence that supposedly episode 3, this episode right now, was the lowest rated in terms of like ratings. That means not a lot of people tuned into this episode. Not a lot of people really watched this episode. I think if we get the ratings, at least for episode 4, if those ratings go up, I think that says something. I think that, because, and here's the other thing. You know what? I'm going to take some time with this. What I don't like it when certain Star Wars fans or even big YouTube channels get arrogant enough to basically act as though because you don't like Andor or because you don't like that type of Star Wars, that makes you any lesser of a Star Wars fan. That's not fair. And I don't like that criticism because just because that works for you doesn't mean it has to work for everyone else. On top of that, once again, we're in season 3, episode 3 of The Mandalorian. What is The Mandalorian? The Mandalorian is basically a Western shoot 'em up, Lone Ranger type of thing in space. That's what they've sold us for 2 seasons and some change, including Boba Fett's, supposed show. That's what y'all been feeding us. So if you go and just turn this around out of nowhere and pull out some Andor stuff, it's not going to be that shocking that people are not going to be as interested. Because if they wanted that, they'd go to Andor and go watch that. It's not fair to go put that into this episode. So anyway, do I hate that they put this in here? No. I appreciate it and understood why they did it. I'm just saying I wasn't massively entertained by this quick shift. All right, I've ranted enough. Let's get on to what happened next, because now we get to talk about the doctor. So Dr. Pershing, if you recall, was the doctor that was doing all the clone experiments and taking all the midichlorians and stuff like that on Grogu back in season 1 of The Mandalorian. And, right now he's in front of like the New Republic because now basically he's on parole. If we could be honest, he's just on parole right now. And he's apologizing for his past actions. And, look, at this point, he just wants to do good with his work. And I think he's actually being very sincere. I don't think that he's, I don't think he ever was evil or wrong. He just wanted to do something good. And as he mentioned, he was learning about cloning and doing all the genetic stuff, mainly because his mother died. And if cloning and his research was around at that time, it would have probably helped her and saved her life. So this is what he's been dedicating his life to, which is great, right? So this again is one of those things that the Empire always played off of, right? The Empire, or the dark side, always played off of like emotions. This is literally how Anakin got seduced. Why? Because you want to save your mother. You want to save Padme. You want to save these people that you love. Well, if you want to do that, you got to do some dirty things, right? So that's how they got lured into the dark side. And, obviously Anakin is a much deeper, more extreme version of this, but people like this doctor also kind of sort of thought the same. Like they thought that, hey, I'm doing some work. This could be really good and all of that. But little do they know, his research is probably the groundwork, or maybe something that was going to be used for evil means by Emperor Palpatine. Of course, as you recall from Rise of Skywalker, old boo-boo movie, Palpatine returns because of cloning, blah, 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 whatever. Stupid plot point. But this could have been one of the reasons why him or Snoke or others are coming back. We'll get into that a little deeper. Let me grab this comment real quick. Chris, what you got? I think it may be because of brand new directors whose resumes are questionable. That's why a vet like Carl Weathers needed to direct episode 4. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. But if you're talking about the switch or the flip of the direction, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to put that on the directors. I'm going to put that more so on the showrunners, because they're the ones that pick out the directors, and they're the ones that have already parsed out this whole story. So I'm not going to judge this scene too harshly, because I really want to see where it goes and if it matters somewhere down the line. Because if it doesn't, and you just took us down this side street for nothing, that's going to kind of water down your bigger goal to me. So I'm kind of putting like a pin in this for now, and I'm going to see if this goes somewhere else. But I don't know. But you're right. I mean, listen, I'm here for Carl Weathers doing whatever. My man can direct. He's doing a good job so far. So we'll have to wait and see what other directors or what other visions they go with moving forward. But thank you so much for that. Now you also see the Dr. Pershing like kind of schmoozing around with like the rich folks of the New Republic, and honestly, they don't care about none of this stuff. They not checking for nothing. They don't care. They just happy to be here and still be rich. That's it. But Dr. Pershing goes along, and you start to see him meeting other people within this amnesty program, and unfortunately, just like when he was in the Empire, they are also nothing but numbers. That's it. They're just numbers. They're not real individuals. They're just part of another system, which kind of gives the impression that, well, is the New Republic really a good thing? Like, maybe, it's just one government replacing another government. Like, who knows? Maybe that's good. Maybe it's not. However, we do get introduced now to the next one, who is Kane. Later we find that out. But Kane, as we later find out, also used to work for Moff Gideon. She was like basically his right hand, lieutenant or whatever. So she's also here in this amnesty program. And all this really is about rehabilitation. It's about giving people a fresh start. If you are part of the Empire, well, now you can start all over, make your contributions, yada, yada, yada. So while they're talking, Pershing was all like, man, the one thing I missed was them yellow biscuits, you know what I'm saying, from the Empire. Those things were fire. So Kane was like, oh, word. Next thing you know, knock, knock at the door. What you find? Some dry biscuits right there. So this already, as we can tell, was basically the beginning of the grooming of Dr. Pershing in this case, right? I mean, you send me some biscuits. I mean, I feel like you trying to be my friend, right? Like I get it, right? Like he was like, yo, these my favorite little snacks, and that's what he got, and I don't know. Like I personally would have been kind of curious about this and maybe a little suspicious of this, but as we're gonna see, there are more tricks and traps for him to be played into. Looks like he has to talk to an android parole officer slash therapist, and this is basically just to kind of keep tabs on everybody and make sure they're cool, make sure nothing's really wrong or whatever. And it kind of reminded me of dang it, what is that show? What is that show on Apple? That's that really good show with the waffles and the office. Oh my gosh. It starts with an S. Y'all know what show I'm talking about. Oh, what is that show? Hold on. Apple show. I'm gonna be real mad if I don't remember it. Severance. Thank you. I don't know why I kept thinking of Succession. And I was like, it's not Succession. It was Severance. That scene reminded me of Severance. If you haven't watched Severance, by the way, you need to go watch Severance. Severance is really good, especially if you've ever worked in anything remotely corporate or with an office setting. You need to go watch Severance. That is an amazing show. But this is what the I got those Severance vibes immediately with this right here. Remember when he had to go talk to HR? That's kind of the vibe I got with this. But everything is cool with him right now. He's chilling, he's fine. And then Kane offers him to, go for a little walk. They on Coruscant, they checking things out. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted some of this space ice cream real bad. I don't know why Disney constantly teases us with all these different foods in this show, but these things be looking delicious. Like it don't even look cold, but it looked dope. I mean, just I don't know how they gonna do it. Maybe they light up the stick or something, but I want it. Okay. Now I will say this though. I do think I heard that there was a theory going around that basically you can kind of sort of tell something with the colors here. And I don't know if y'all believe in this or not, so y'all let me know. But I like the fact that she's got the red popsicle, right? She got the red ice cream. But notice his is kind of purple. It's kind of purple. And what does that really mean? I think that, of course, with Jedis and Star Wars, either you're green or you're blue. And if you're green or blue, then you're all right. You on the light side, whatever. But purple, especially with my man Mace Windu, usually kind of sort of says that you like kind of in the middle, right? It's a little blue and it's a little red. So I think this is kind of representative of the fact that, he's still undecided, right? So, but she's clearly in the red. Now that we kind of go back and look at this, right, in hindsight. So I'm mad that he dropped the ice cream because I did want that too. But anyway, Kane says that, like, yo, a lot of people want to help you do the right thing, and she keeps on luring him and tempting him and getting like a new mini lab and stuff like that. And, he's just like, I don't know. But at the same time, he's at his job, his 9 to 5. His boss is kind of like, getting on him to hurry up with them TPR reports and stuff. And he's like, look, man, we got all this good equipment. Why can't we, like put this to some good use? Let's do something with it. And they just like, nah, if it's from the Empire, it ain't no good. We're done with that. It's over with. So all these things are kind of weighing on him because, again, it seems like inherently Pershing really wants to do the right thing, right? And now he's going back to therapy. He ain't really feeling it no more. This therapy is just not working. And there is no real human element to this, right? You're just talking to half an android or whatever. So with all this stuff happening at work and how he's like just feeling like his work is not really contributing to anything, he's like, you know what? Forget it. Let's go. He actually has to lie to himself and says, I'm finna go out with Kane and we're gonna get this lab tech. And we're gonna do what we gotta do to do the right thing for the New Republic. Okay. So they go ahead, they're stealing they get on the train or whatever. They ain't got no ticket. They jump off and he steals some stuff. And right when they were about to escape, because somebody was coming, boom, Kane shows her true colors and reveals that Pershing done played himself the whole time. Because what is she, a double agent, the triple agent? I'm not really sure. But I will say this. So it sucks because now my man is locked up and they about to hook him up to the mind flayer machine. And the mind flayer machine is supposedly going to kind of reprogram him a little bit or, kind of get his mind right in the right way. It's productive therapy, supposedly, and the whole time you see Kane sitting there watching. And I want y'all to notice something. Remember, we talked about the colors, right? We talked about the colors. Look at the endpoints. The endpoints right there where the electric current is going, they're white, it's neutral. He's seeing some pretty colors. It's all good until Kane cranks it up a notch or two, actually all the way. And now them colors are red. What does that mean? It's bad. It's evil. It's a problem. It's not good. And you know what happens after that? She goes and eats one of them dry biscuits. Let me just say this. I hope everyone learned a valuable lesson here. Don't ever trust nobody that gives you biscuits with no drink, because clearly that is always a bad sign. And he should have seen that coming. He should have seen that coming. And only psychos will eat biscuits with no drink. You clearly got a death wish. Clearly. Okay. So my question for y'all is this. Do y'all think that when she cranked this up, okay, she cranked this sucker up. Now, I don't know how the mind flayer works exactly, but clearly he's in pain here. Clearly. But do y'all think that this is going to kill him? Or do you think this is going to convert him? Is this going to put maybe negative images in his head or something? Is this going to make him hate the New Republic? Is this going to twist him in some way? Let me know what you think, because I was kind of curious about that. I didn't know if he was going to die or if he was just going to get converted and flip. One way or another, his mind is definitely going to be jacked up. But anyway, that was all for episode 3. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the switch up because, in my opinion, if I go to a Chinese restaurant, I want to eat some Chinese food, right? I don't want to be going to a Chinese restaurant and then y'all bring me Mexican food. That doesn't mean I don't like Mexican food. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't eat Mexican food. I'm just not prepared for that. That's not what I came for. So I didn't really like the fact that they did the switch up. And like I said, I'm going to reserve some judgment on whether this even matters. Maybe this matters in season 4 or something. But as a standalone episode right here, just by itself, this was 50 minutes for a long time of something I wasn't really interested in. So anyway, I'm curious to know, what did y'all rate episode 3 on a scale from 1 to 10? Where are y'all putting this episode for you? Maybe some of y'all liked it. I think some of y'all like Andor a lot, and that's cool. That's fine. But I am kind of curious as to what you guys wanted to rate episode 3. And did it work for you? Did it work for you? Like I said, it was not my favorite. I felt like it was a little long for something that I have no idea where it's going. To To be honest, I really don't care about Dr. Pershing like that. I understand why they put him in. I understand the themes. I understand how this parallels with other people. This parallels with let's say Boca Time, where you you lost your home and now you're finding a new home and now you're getting converted to a different beliefs. I get all the intellectual stuff. It doesn't mean I gotta like it. And that's the thing I need people, especially those little, arrogant Star Wars fans, to understand. Just because people don't like something doesn't mean that we don't understand it. I understood this episode perfectly and I appreciated the writing. It just wasn't entertaining to me. So anyway, for me, I would say that even though the themes were done right, I liked the story in terms of like how it had its little twists and turns. I still wasn't really entertained. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10 for this episode. I could have done without it. I would have been fine without it. Man, I'm mad they even bamboozled me with that intro, because that intro was cool. But anyway, let's see where the people stand with it though. Let's see, we're gonna give it a 6, 5.5, 4. Damn, y'all tougher than me. 5. Okay, 6, 7, 5, 7.5, 7, 6, 7. Okay, 4, 6, 6. Okay, 6. Dang, 3. Okay, 6, 7, 6. Listen, Diddy, I'll say this. At least we didn't go back to whatchamacallit, Luke Skywalker's world, because I swear they gotta go back there like at least every day. I'm like, every other episode, y'all gotta go back there. Y'all don't get them little 2 moon, 2 suns out of here. Don't nobody care about them. 6, 7, 5. Okay, never watched, and it doesn't look interesting. Okay, well, see, I understand. I get it. 7.5, 5. Okay. And 7. Okay. All right. So, hey, that was episode 3. It is what it is. And yeah, like after seeing that, I wasn't really all that encouraged to see the episode, but I watched it anyway. But man, we got to episode 4. Okay, let's load up episode 4 real quick. So we start off. Let's go. We going back to the beach. Okay, and like I said, we got the bad little Mandalorian kid who just got he took the oath, he took the creed, so now he's back in there, right? And now we go back to the same beach and they doing a little training, right? They out here training. They training on the beach or whatever. I don't know, playing Mandalorian volleyball or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they doing, they training. I don't know why they were shooting in the water. Like, what are y'all shooting in the water? I don't know. Looks like Grogu was, at first I thought he was playing some sort of game with the Force, moving some rocks and stuff. Turns out those were just some shellfish. Maybe he was looking for dinner. I don't know. But then was like, yo, it's time for Grogu to get a little training in. So I challenge, and he put that challenge down. And he got Grogu to go against the little kid again. But now that they had to shoot darts or whatever, Grogu wasn't feeling it. And he got shot up twice. Look at that. I like how they put that little thing on his arm too. That's pretty cool. But they got Grogu set up and he's feeling kind of self-conscious about this because for a long time, he had to hide his Force abilities because the Empire was coming to get him. Let's not forget about Order 66. So Din had to tell him, like, look, it's all good. Go ahead and show. Din gave him that Queen Ramonda, show them who you are. Like he had to give him that little pep talk right then and there. And look, Grogu was like, say less. Force powers activate. Pew, 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 pew. Pop my man up with 3 quick shots straight to the gut, and that was it. So not only did my man like get shot up and he lost his challenge after he tried to play Grogu. Now he tried to play him, talking about he was too small and he couldn't even talk. He don't know nothing. And next thing you know what happened? Karma. And here go Karma right here in this big old bat dinosaur looking monster or whatever. Yoink, snatched him right up. And everybody was about to shoot him. But of course, what was this? Paz Vizsla, whatever. One of these Vizslas was like, yo, don't shoot. You're gonna kill the kid. We can't have that. Jetpacks unite. Let's go get this kid on our own. They go, however, they forgot to refill. They ain't got no gas. So they had to stop short right there. But the one person who had a great idea was Boca Time, who was like, I got this. Got in that Cadillac ship and was like, I'm finna go track this sucker down. Came back, was like, I know where this thing is. I know it's Leia. I synced it. Okay. And we gonna take care of business. So don't you worry about that at all. Now, while she was gone or whatever, the armor had a nice little chit chat with Grogu. And while she was talking to Grogu and she was armoring some stuff up, making some new armor, Grogu was going through it. My man, unfortunately, was going through a little PTSD. And yeah, he was getting some bad flashbacks. But before we get to that, let me grab my man Didier here. You missed Din and Beau bringing the water from Lake Minnetonka and joining the cult at the end of 3. Did Oh, dang, you're right. They did. Thank you for that. Yeah. No, you're right. Thank you. I don't know how I missed that. But yes, no, great point. They finally did bring the waters from Lake Minnetonka. And that was able to like go ahead and basically get them in. And I love the fact that they did that because that I think was a great way, especially for Bo-Katan's journey, because she's having a faith journey right now. She is going in there and basically saying she's being reinitiated the same way. And here's the thing, she wasn't expecting that. She wasn't really trying to do that, but she's having, I would say, a religious conversion or a religious experience that's a little bit maybe out of her control if you look at it from a religious perspective, right? Like she's being brought in. She was not really trying. I mean, you see this in different religious stories and stuff like that. The unreluctant or the reluctant leader, Moses, out of nowhere, or Paul, the apostle Paul in the Bible, like, yo, I wasn't really trying to do this, but now certain events are leading me the way, or whatnot. So I feel like, because if you look back at the earlier episodes, Boca Time was kind of looking at them like, y'all keep y'all helmets on. She was not really all that welcoming to the much more religious zealots that the Children of the Watch had become. Keep in mind, Bo-Katan came from Death Watch. She came from another sect of Mandalorians that were like, yo, we gonna uphold the old ways. The Children of the Watch, the people that Mando is with, they like, nah, we going to the old school ways. So Bo-Katan is kind of like the modern version for them, even though she's already a conservative to her normal people. But y'all would notice if y'all watch Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, like I've been telling you to go do. So make sure you go watch Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series, and go watch Rebels so you can have a full picture of the complexities that's going on with the Mandalorian world, race, culture, wars, all of that. Okay, all of that. Thank you, Didier. I appreciate that. Thank you for keeping me on brand with that. That really helps out. Let's see who we got. Ms. Harper. I put the Holy Ghost finger to excuse myself to go and watch episode 4. See y'all on Friday. Replay gang. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That is too funny. But thank you. I appreciate you as always, Ms. Harper. Have a good one. All right. So what happened? Oh, okay. Grogu was going through it. My man was having some flashbacks, and we finally got to see more clips of Order 66. Now, let me just say this. Star Wars, y'all had one job. Y'all had one job when it came to showing us Order 66. If you have watched any amount, whether it's a Star Wars movie, animated series, or whatever, you know that The Jedi are a problem. You know that by the time you even get to the level of Jedi where you have a whole lightsaber, you got a robe and everything, you are a whole problem on your own. How y'all gonna have 4 Jedi get shot up by like 3 stormtroopers? Now, Jedi are not invincible. Like, clearly, Jedi can be overwhelmed. I'm just saying, y'all could have upped the ante a little bit. Y'all could have done something a little more creative with these people that are tapped with the Force. They can know when something's coming from behind. They got powers and all this stuff. They got this ability, and it's 4 of them. And you let them get taken out with like 3-4 little stormtroopers? The same stormtroopers that couldn't shoot like the clear side of a barn for the past 30, 40 years? I expected better. I was like, yo, this. So listen, Carl Weathers, you my man. You are my man. Shout out to Apollo Creed. Shout out to Action Jackson. You are my man. But bruh, you slipped up with this. You had one job. Don't let these Jedi look like suckers. And you let them look like suckers. So that's one knock I'm going to give to them right there. Because I was really hyped for this scene, and I was let down that they just got rid of the Jedi like they were some red shirts or whatever on Star Trek. Anyway, this kind of brought it back for me. Because look who showed up to save my man Grogu. It was none other than Kellen Beck, and aka Ahmad Best, who, in case you did not know, was also the same actor who played Jar Jar Binks. And you know, let's just take a moment so we can talk about it. I think there's not a lot of debate. I don't think a lot of people would argue that the Star Wars fan base has had a terrible reputation for nasty toxicity, right? And the toxicity, I would say, probably started once people started attacking Jar Jar Binks in the Clone Wars when the prequels came out, and it got so bad that it got this brother, Ahmad Best, it got so bad that he had to go get therapy. And he sadly almost was suicidal as well. That's how bad the harassment was back then. I don't even think social media was that deep into the game yet. I don't even think it existed yet when he was getting that level of bombardment of harassment. We've seen this harassment happen with others like John Boyega, Kelly Marie Tran, and Moses Ingram, you know, the black sister from Obi-Wan. And I don't know if you noticed a common thread there, you know, if you happen to be a minority, especially if you're black, oh, you gonna get that Star Wars harassment, right? So it was really, really terrible that, you know, he had to suffer like that and go through that. And I mean, the thing is, the dude was in a costume, you know, but like people was like really coming for his head like that. And he never deserved that. So I love the fact that they gave him one of the best crucial roles, at least for this series so far, which is I'm the one that saved Grogu from Order 66. I'm the Jedi that came through and made sure y'all even got a Mandalorian show at all. I'm the one that got y'all hooked on this baby Yoda. If it was not for Ahmad Best, there would be no Grogu. There would be no Mandalorian. So I love the fact that Star Wars did this brother right by allowing him to have a critical role, which probably is going to lead into saving the universe or whatever. I don't know, whatever the fate is for the rest of the Mandalorian. But I love the fact that this, in my opinion, is a good way to be like, hey, you know what? We messed up in the past because Star Wars, you did. Y'all left my man hanging. Y'all left him my best. Y'all didn't come to his aid. You didn't speak up for him. The first time y'all ever spoke up was really for Moses Ingram. Y'all would warn a lot of the minority actors, hey, be careful with commentaries online. Y'all would warn them, but y'all wouldn't protect them. Y'all wouldn't defend them. So at the very least, I like the fact that now you're giving him a little something that he can hang his hat on. So I'm here for this. Oh, but damn it, I got problems again. Come on, man. Carl Weathers, why you got to give this man such a loot? Y'all couldn't have this man do no flips. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm glad he got 2 lightsabers here. Y'all couldn't give him nothing to my man. Listen, he was fighting like it was me. If I was sitting, pew, 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 pew. Come on, man. I mean, we already had the boo-boo lightsabers right here. Like, you couldn't give my man just a little bit extra, just a little bit extra. All right, I'm done ranting on that. I'm just saying that was a prime opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You could have had my man doing some twirlings, something. Put the stunt doubles to work. Anyway, my man Kellen was on a mission and he was not playing with nobody. He went out there. He was getting chased down now, but and they visited right there, familiar scene back when we saw in the last episode. But he met up with some allies, and these were from the Senate, I believe. So maybe this came from Padme. Maybe this came from the Organa dude, the senator. Maybe it came from him. Maybe it came from Jar Jar Binks. Gave a whole ship that was nice and fueled up. Who knows? But either way, my man got away and saved Grogu. And let me tell you, I'm just happy that he lived. Okay? I'm happy that he saved the day. He saved Grogu and he walked out alive. At least from what we saw. Now, here's the other funny thing about this character. From what I saw, whatever little things I researched, he was part of like some other Star Wars children's game or something like that. I don't know if it was a TV show or whatever, but his job was really to raise the younglings, right? Like to train them and stuff like that. So naturally, think of like, a 3rd grade teacher trying to save their students, right? So like, of course he's going to have an affinity for Grogu. He probably helped train Grogu. Who knows, right? So I like the fact that they showed the fact that he got away. And obviously Grogu survived. Now, we don't know what happened because clearly Grogu got captured or whatever. And that's why Mando had to like deliver him, etc., etc. So something happened to him. And now I got questions as to where is he at? What happened at this point? Like, what was his trajectory after this? Right? So, what I'm hopeful for, I hope they give Kellen Beck a beautiful reunion with Grogu. I hope somewhere down the line, maybe later in this episode, maybe later in this series, I hope he gets to meet Grogu again. And I hope that they have a nice little embrace, a nice little thing. And they go their separate ways. I feel like that's just going to be a nice emotional moment, teacher, student, like, yo, I saved your life. Like, look at you, you grown up, you doing your thing, you on there. Like, I would get in my feels for that. I just know I would. But I do want to know what happened to him. Okay. Why? Because Black Jedi lives matter. Okay. We don't have a lot of Black Jedi that can talk. The only other outside of Windu, And we don't even know where Windu came from. I told y'all, look, did they all come from the same planet? Did they come from planet Windu? We don't know. We don't know if they Windudians. We don't know. But my thing is this. I only seen like 2 black Jedi that talk. The only other black Jedi I've seen have died because they just been extras in the Clone Wars. I ain't seen no other ones talk. So I need all of them to live because black Jedi lives matter. Let me grab these comments real quick. Didier, what you got? Thank you so much, man. That Jedi was Ahmad Best. So happy they redeemed him for Jar Jar Binks. Yes, 100% down with that. I love the fact that they got, like, I hope he's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a guy that, like, you know, and you can look up his his interviews in the past, and they were heartbreaking. Like, they were really, really sad to hear the mental toll, all this stuff. Like, this dude really cares about his work, right? Like, he's like, yo, I jumped in. I was excited to play Jar Jar Binks. This was like his first real big opportunity. He been looking, he a Star Wars fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then just to get torn down left and right for years. That was sad. That to me was just so sad. But you know, I am so glad that they got to redeem him. That was definitely great. Diddy, you're back at it. Thank you so much, man. Those guards are Padme's. Oh, okay. So those were the personal guards. Okay, I thought they were from Jar Jar, but okay, that's fine. That's cool. I'm with it either way. Thank you for that. Thank you. Ty with the super sticker always coming through. I appreciate you. Let's go. Thank you so much for that. All right, so where do we go? Okay, so now Grogu's back. You know, at least he's snapping back. But now the armor has got some new armor for him. And now he's going to get his first official piece of Mandalorian armor. And this comes from like all the people in the clan. They give a little something, and they forge it all together. And this is now like his official, piece of armor that he gets. Now, I'm going to say this right now. And I think some of y'all also anticipate this. She put that thing right there on his chest. Y'all know good and well, somewhere down the line, somebody is going to shoot this little Grogu. Somebody is going to lightsaber. Somebody's going to do something that's going to make us think that he's about to die. And all of a sudden, oh, good thing I had this armor out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because right now, because she tucked it in, Mando doesn't know that. Like, he didn't see it. So, and clearly no one here in Star Wars showers. I ain't seen nobody really shower that I know of. Outside of dipping in the lake Minnetonka, I don't see nobody showering like that. So all I'm saying is that thing is going to sit on his chest and it's going to come back somewhere, some way, somehow as a send-off. And we all going to be like, oh, and then we're going to remember. They're going to wait like a good long time so you forget. But just bookmark that. What else we got? Okay, so now we go back to the Mandalorians and we see Boca Time. She's leading the group and she's basically saying like, yo, the bat dragon thing is up there. So let's kind of chill out, make camp, and we'll go grab this thing in the morning. So they all sitting down to eat. And Boca Time, what I liked about this was she didn't really know how to eat without taking off her helmet. Now, keep in mind, keeping your helmet on is very crucial because that's part of their religious creed. But Boca Time, she's kind of like that religious person that kind of like, stop going to temple, stop going to church. And now she's like, yo, how do we do this again? Like, how do y'all do this communion now? How do y'all do this thing? And, Mando had to let her know, like, look, while you eating, everybody got to scatter and go eat somewhere else where no one can see you. Take off your helmet, but right before Boca Time was about to do that, Vizsla comes up and was like, look, you the leader of this pack. So by the creed, you get to stay by the fire and you can eat right here. which you get the front row seat. This the VIP right here. So she was like, shoot, don't mind if I do. This leader thing could be kind of nice, right? Anyway, so I love how, once again, like I said, Boca Time is going through a religious faith experience, right? She is juggling a lot of these things that she probably grew up with in terms of her beliefs. And right now she's struggling with like things that, she kind of sort of wasn't doing. And, she's also dealing with some of the experiences that she has gone through. But I like the fact that she's learning, well, the way. So she's learning the way. And like I mentioned before, she was part of Death Watch, but now she's with the Children of the Watch. So it's almost like she's with like the super orthodox version of her people. And but let's also not forget the armor had told, I think she told this to Mando in like last season or something. There was a prophecy, right? And the prophecy was something like some song said something about the mythosaur was going to rise up and it was going to bring on a new age of Mandalore. So I think what we are seeing are all the potential pieces of this prophecy coming together. And this is nothing new with Star Wars. Star Wars has had prophecies like with Anakin. There was a whole thing about a special child who's going to bring balance to the Force, yada, yada, yada. So this is almost like them kind of sort of doing their own little thing, right? So they are also having their own little prophecy that's going to have somebody, one Mandalorian, come together, bring everything together. And right now, she's the only one that's seen a mythosaur, right? She's the only one that has had, I would say, different experiences with her religion. So for all we know, and this is just my little quick prediction, some way, somehow, I would not be surprised if she comes out and she's like, you know what? I'm going to be the new leader of Mandalore. I won the Darksaber, whatever. I synced the vision. Helmets off. All helmets off. That is the new creed moving forward. And what they going to do? They got to listen to the leader. If that's what the leader said, okay, that's just what they got to do. So I would not be surprised if that's the case. But anyway, wait a minute. Back up. Y'all mean to tell me, because I have problems with this. You had a whole kid snatched up. This was early in the day, right? Y'all had a whole kid snatched up, about to get eaten up. And let's also not forget, they are used to this. This happens normally with them. I got two questions. One, why are y'all still on the damn beach? Y'all already was on this beach last time and almost got ate up by the whole gator. Y'all almost got ate up by the space gator and y'all still out there messing around on the beach. Then you mean to tell me that getting snatched up by this toucan Sam dragon bird thing is normal? That's normal? This happens before multiple times? And then y'all gonna wait till the next day to go get this kid? Because y'all want to go camping? Y'all finna go camping? It couldn't be me. That ain't my way. My kid is up there on that mountain with that monster thing, and we finna just sit down and eat some Mandalorian noodles and go camping and tell some stories by the fireside? Oh, hell no. No, I'm going up there. Jetpack, lasso, rope, what? I'm going up there. I'm going to stab it in its eye. I'm going to shoot it with some fire. What? That was a little too calm for me. None of that made no sense to me on how they was going to just wait that long just to go camping. But okay, whatever. Wouldn't be me. Anyway, You see them kind of scaling up the mountains and they doing their thing. And again, like I said, this has happened before. Look at the very bottom, the bottom right-hand side. You can see a Mandalorian helmet. Again, this is normal. They've been getting picked off all this time, still staying on that beach as if these natural predators ain't there, and they getting snatched up. Let me like it just don't make no sense. Y'all ain't got no other caves. Y'all can't go nowhere else. Like, it's only like about 30 of y'all, and I don't even know. Like, I was really thinking, like, how do y'all get married? Like, how do y'all have kids? Because do y'all just never see the other person? Because Mandalorians come from all over the place. Like, y'all keep y'all helmets on the whole time? Did y'all think about this too? Because I was really thinking about this. I was like, do y'all keep everything on? What happens if the baby's mixed? Like, do y'all get shocked? Or do y'all just, I don't know. Oh, okay. Anyway, I don't know why I was thinking about that. Anywho, so this is normal, and this happens all the time. Okay. This is the thing. Shut up, Didier. They be knocking them helmets. Oh God, that's so funny. That is funny. Yes, knocking them helmets, boy. That's how they get down. That is how they get down. Good one, good one, good one. So anyway, they get up to the bird nest or whatever, and then they got these ugly looking babies all up in there. Then the ugly looking mama show up, and of course she's like, "Yo, I got dinner." She brought them a little space McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Got dinner at home. Now, first of all, you mean to tell me that there was like no, okay, Mr. Again, Carl Weathers. We cool, man. We cool. There was no slob, no spit, no acid juice. Like, this thing just been, the kid has been like in this thing's mouth for what, 12 hours? Just, and it came out dry. Just bone dry. No sauce on there, nothing. Just fit, like, why is Star Wars so dry? Just I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway, kid gonna get recaptured, and now the battle is on. The Mandalorians go through, and it's so funny to me because I want y'all to remember that this was just a mother. It was a mother looking for food for its ugly babies. That's all this was. It was nothing personal. It was no like beef or nothing. It was just a mama working, a single mama at that. It was a single mama working day and night, trying to find food for her 3 kids. And now you got these Mandalorians that jump her. They literally jump her, all 4, poking her eyes, kicking her in the stomach, shooting her, all of that. And for what? To get eaten up Jurassic Park style. Ain't that bottom? These Mandalorians are some bullies. They some bullies. Because first of all, didn't nobody tell y'all to stay on the beachfront? Nobody told y'all to be out there. Y'all could have lived in a cave somewhere, do something else. Everybody got to eat. But I'm mad that this hardworking single mama trying to feed her kids had to go get jumped just to meet the circle of life. That's not cool. That is not cool. Anyway, Boca Time comes back like, yo, she the victor. She is the winner. She brought back the foundlings. Matter of fact, she brought back some new foundlings, and they about to raise them or eat them. I don't know. But I think they're probably going to raise them up so that they can, probably ride them somewhere down the line. And that's actually going to be pretty cool. I cannot wait for us to see when they raise up these bat creatures and start flying them and using them. When there's a war, clearly there's going to be a war somewhere that's going to happen. They're going to be on some stuff, and this is going to come in handy somewhere down the line. Now, when you come back, because we saw that Boca Time had lost her piece of armor, the armor makes her another one. She asked to also have it be part of the mythosaur, and she tells the armor, like, yo, I seen it. I seen the mythosaur. And the armor was like, yeah, we all have visions. It happens. She was like, no. It was real. And the armor was like, right. And she was like, no, I'm serious. I seen the mythosaur. And the armor was like, yeah, this is the way. I love that, because that right there, I love the blurring of the practical, like she believes she practically actually saw this, and the spiritual, because the armor is more of like on the spiritual side, like, yeah, we all get visions, we all get a little catching the Holy Ghost, we all catch these things, right? And she was like, nah, man, like I see the miracle, I did it. And she was like, this is the way. Like, when in doubt, this is the way. So I love the fact that I like how they wrote that. But for me, it was just, again, another step forward for Bo-Katan in her journey, in her faith journey. The fact that she chose the mythosaur, the fact that she knows what that symbol means. She already has a symbol, the night owl or whatever. She has that symbol for her house, but she's like, yo, I want to represent both sides. I want to represent all of Mandalore. So right now, she's putting all the pieces together that are basically making her, I think, the perfect candidate to be the next leader of Mandalore. So anyway, that's it for episode 4. Y'all go ahead, let me know, what did you rate it on a scale from 0 to 10? In my opinion, this got back to basics. I didn't like that it was short. I didn't like the fact that, some things were kind of scaled back a little bit. Like I said, I thought the Jedi action could have been done a little bit better. I love what they did for Ahmad Best. So great for him. Kelly Marie Tran, she's next. Moses Ingram, she's next. John Boyega, he's next. Y'all still got time. Go ahead and put a lightsaber in my man's hand and make him a Jedi or something. But so I like that. I like the fact that, like, we got we got back to basics. This is back to what brought me to this show. So but yeah, I don't like the fact that it was like 20 something minutes. Like, that's it, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. I liked it. It was cool. I think it could have been better. I think if they had tightened up a couple things, it could have been better. But I did enjoy it for the most part. I'll give it a 7.5. But let's see where y'all landed on it and see what the people think, because that's what matters. 8.5, 7.5, 8.5, 8, 9, 8. Okay. 8, 7. Runtime. Okay, 7.5. Okay, 7.5, 8, 7.5. Okay, cool. So good episode. We in there. It's all good. Let's see. Boss, what you got? Hello, EFAM. Hilarious commentary as always. Thank you so much. The black people live in sci-fi. Yes, let them live. Thank you so much, Boss. I appreciate you for that. But yo, that's all we got, guys. This was cool. I liked it. I'm glad that we got this. I needed this as a good palate cleanser for the last episode. I think we're at the halfway mark right now. I think it's only 8 episodes. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this season only has 8 episodes. So I'm looking forward to see like where it's actually going to go, because right now I don't really know where we're going outside of building up Boca Time and as I've said, I have this feeling Din ain't gonna make it. I got this feeling Din ain't gonna make it, but he is doing everything to train up Grogu and build him up. I think that's where we're going. I think. Oh, snaps. Hold on now. Okay, Rams coming through. Is no one looking at the armored side or the armor sideways? The way she was responding to Beau about the Mythosaur or the Mythosaur had my spidey senses tingling. You know what? I don't think, because right now the armor is kind of acting as she's like the priestess in a sense, right? Like she's kind of like the religious like when they have questions, they go to her. You know, they go to her for confirmation. Now, I think because unfortunately we can't see their faces. I think the armor is probably just more happy that Boca Time is coming back to the light. Or I'm sorry, she's following the way. I think just with any religious person, right? Like you always like to see somebody come in and join the fold. So I don't think there's anything sinister behind it. It's not like we know her anyway. We don't know the armor like that. But for now, I'm assuming that she's just happy that someone who lost their way, who was out there walking with her helmet off and everything, has now come back into the fold. That's what I think. So if y'all have any ideas though, let me know. Rims, what you say? I'm still keeping my eye. Yeah, now listen. We don't trust nobody around here, especially if they bring you some biscuits with no drink. You don't trust nobody in this place. Shoot, I still don't trust them for leaving. Why are you still there? Why are you still on the beachfront? Y'all get eaten up every other day. Why are y'all still there? Anyway, that's all we got. I appreciate y'all for taking the time, hang out. Listen. Make sure y'all come through on Friday. We have got to talk about this DC mess. All this mess with Shazam and Black Adam and The Rock and just all this mess. It's so messy. It's messy. Yeah, just when you thought DC was going to turn it around, they just had to come back and get even more messy. So be sure to come on back on Friday. We'll be talking about that and all the other news from the week. Some things, some shakeups in Marvel, what that means. Oh, Marvel got some mess too. Hey, listen, everybody got a little mess, and we're gonna get into it. All right. But anyway, I want to thank y'all once again for taking the time to watch. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back here, I believe, next Wednesday also for episode 5 of The Mandalorian. But until next time, hey, y'all know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see y'all Friday. All right. Peace.